There is nothing I can think of that could be more tragic for a child, or anyone for that matter, than to disappear without a trace. I can think of nothing so gut-wrenching and soul-destructive than to have your child just disappear, literally right in front of your eyes. This has been happening for a long time, and dedicated investigators have yet to discover the cause of this phenomenon. You can find hundreds of first-person accounts of these, what look to me like abductions on this venue. I say that because of dozens of cases where small children are found alive, but found miles away, requiring them to travel through rough terrain and even climb mountains to get to where they were found from where they were last seen. The strange part is that there is not one account from a survivor that he or she remembers how they got from here to there. That bit of time seems to be erased from their recollection of the ordeal. Without a doubt, there is some weird shit going on, and there has to be a logical, scientific, and rational explanation. When conventional lines of thought and methods of investigation fail to yield an answer that could lead to a solution, it is time to explore outside the box of traditional methodologies. Of course, a weird explanation is better than none at all, but there has to be some tangible facts to support that explanation. What we do know is that these disappearances seem to be clustered into specific locations as shown on the following map of the country. If there is a commonality here, I don't see it, and neither do those who've compiled the data used to construct this map. By putting this out there, perhaps one of you non-conventional thinkers who are among those watching this will see something in the data that nobody else thought of. This is a map of all the disappearance clusters. Notice they're all in mountainous regions to the left and the right of Central America, where there seems to be nothing. In the plain states, in the states that don't have mountainous terrain, there seems to be a notable absence of these disappearances. That, I believe, is a strong factor in suspecting something or someone that is comfortable in mountainous wilderness terrain. Non-existent abandoned farmhouses notwithstanding, this is a problem that needs as many eyes on as possible. There is absolutely no way to surveil the entirety of hundreds of millions of acres in the national parks. Awareness is the best defense, and when you realize that your child can disappear literally before your very eyes, maybe that will bring us to a final answer. We need as many eyes on this problem as we can get. I'm sure there is a solution in all of this data somewhere. I have a gut feeling this ties into satanic ritual abuse, but gut feelings and $8 buys you a civet turd latte at Starbucks. We need some tangible and empirical evidence in order to even begin to enter that rabbit hole. I'll leave a few links in the description section. I want you all to look at this map again and take in what you're seeing. You're seeing clusters along mountains and wilderness terrain, but nothing, absolutely nothing in the center of the country where it's mostly flat terrain. Something or someone that needs the cover of a lot of rugged terrain and can traverse rugged terrain seems to be the central point of all of these disappearances. I believe that this is a factor, and if it is tied to satanic ritual abuse, as I have a gut feeling, and like I say, gut feelings are like assholes, everybody's got one, but this seems to be a place to start. If I were the people who had access to the raw data, I would superimpose the data for satanic worshippers, where they live and where they are, and superimpose this on this map and see if the two correlate with each other. We know that this is all coming out now with the satanic ritual abuse and the abductions and the child trafficking. This has been going on for many, many years. This is a problem that definitely requires attention, and someone like you could put the piece of the puzzle in that seems to be missing here. It seems to be missing something. Something is not right about this. I live on the East Coast in New Jersey, and the Appalachian Trail has been for a very, very long time notorious for people just disappearing like a fart in the wind. And I've been on parts of the Appalachian Trail. It's very well marked, at least up in the Adirondacks it is. And how someone can disappear off that marked trail with so many people on it is mind-boggling. It has to be something or someone that's causing these disappearances, because people do not just vaporize into their constituent molecules. And what I find most interesting about these disappearances are the small children that are found alive outside of any possible way they could have traveled or any distance that they could have traveled. One kid was found like 21 miles away up the side of a freaking mountain in good condition. How does that happen? And the person who was abducted cannot recall going from where he was last seen to where he was found. So how does my question is, how the hell does that happen? Are they beamed up Scotty to some starship, some alien shit? I don't know. But it's time to think outside the box, because as many years as these people have been working on this problem, we still don't have an answer. And the mainstream media refuses to cover this. I've never seen a mainstream media story on this particular phenomenon. I've known about it for years. But I've never seen anything on the mainstream media. They'd rather talk about Russian collusion and bullshit stories that were made up by a MK Ultra spy than talk about real facts. We are the news now, and we have to put it out there because we don't have a staff to go out and investigate. We don't have millions of dollars to pour into investigations, and I wish I did. If I won the Mega Millions Lotto tomorrow, I would dedicate a substantial portion of it to finding out just what the fuck is going on here and get to who is behind this. Because this is not an act of God. This is not, some kid doesn't walk out into the woods at 3 o'clock and is found the next day 18 miles away up the side of a 2,000-foot cliff. It just doesn't happen. Something or someone is causing this to happen, and we have to find out why. And I know there's a lot of people out there listening to me who have time on their hands who would want to do something about this. I'm not a forensic investigator, although I know the techniques, but I don't have the resources to actively pursue such a tremendous undertaking. This takes something on a government scale, and we've seen over the last 3 years that we can't even trust the FBI. So where do you turn? You turn to your fellow citizens, someone who can put a piece of the puzzle on the table so the rest of us can figure out just where the hell it fits. This is a phenomena that needs to be investigated, and investigated a long time ago. But this is going on. It's going on for years, for decades. 800,000 children missing in the United States every year, and there is not a peep, not a word, not a mention on the mainstream media. What does that tell you, folks? It tells you one of two things. Either they're covering up what's really going on, or they are complicit in it. One of the two. Take your pick, because there's no sitting on the fence on this one. There's no sitting on the fence on this one. And by the way, Laura Silsby, who was caught trafficking 33 children out of Haiti and was bailed out and rescued by the Hildebeest and her rapist husband, is now working for the company that does the Amber Alerts. How does that happen? How does that happen? I haven't got an Amber Alert on my phone for over a year. I don't know about you. But this is ridiculous. This has to stop. And if we don't care about the welfare of our children, or other people's children for that matter, because this could have been you. This could have been one of your kids disappearing like a fart in the wind out in the middle of nowhere, never to be seen again. There but for the grace of God go you and I. This has to stop. This has to be investigated. We have to get to the bottom of this.
Hello, this is Dave from Net4 Truth USA. I hope this message gets out there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Send this to all your social media contacts, because this is a problem that has been laying in the background for a very long time. We've finally got a sunny day out here today. Oh my God, it's been raining for 2 weeks. It's been 95, 98 degrees. And you ever get this feeling where the hairs on the nape of your neck just kind of stand up? All of this stuff, I believe, ties together. And because the ties are not logical in a normal person's frame of thinking, the EpiPens going up to $600, New York and a couple of other states passing laws that now you can kill your baby after it's born, and the shortage of kids coming in from the Mexican border because of all the turmoil and stuff that's going on, and they're trying to bring more of these children up here. The lack of supply of non-documented children from war zones because the wars have stopped. All of this ties together. The supply is drying up, and this is a much bigger problem than even us crazy fucking tinfoil hat lunatic sons of bitches could even imagine. This is a huge problem. Kids do not just disappear like a fart in the wind, just like that. They just don't. They're taking digital pictures of children in school. Why? Because, in case something happens, we have a photo to give the police. Well, don't you think the child's parents has a photo to give the police, that you have to have one? You have to have one, because all of these photographs are put, I guarantee you, I hate to say it, but I gotta say it, because I know it right here. Okay? I know what I know. And like the protagonist said in Law Abiding Citizen, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. But that just because you can't prove it in court doesn't mean that it's not nonetheless true or nonetheless false. Either way. Truth is truth and bullshit is bullshit. And what you just seen right now is just a piece of it. It's just a piece of it. You never hear 800,000 kids in the United States missing every year. Well, that's a phenomenal number. It means chances are, within a mile radius of where you live, no matter where it is, some kid has gone missing, never to be found again. And do you hear about it? Do you get an Amber Alert about it? No, I haven't. I don't think the system's even working. They did away with that milk carton stuff years ago because that was too effective. You had too many people asking questions. You had too many eyes on. And that's what they're trying to do to us here. They're trying to suppress us. They're trying to censor our voices. They're trying to take the lunatic fringe off the internet. But the lunatic fringe is exposing you. It's exposing all the evil shit that these people have been doing since time immemorial. Since Abraham walked out of the land of Ur. These people have been doing this shit. These secret religions. These secret societies. These campouts in the middle of the woods in California, out in Bohemian Grove, worshiping an owl. The cremation of care. The blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. That's what they're covering up. And all these sons of bitches down in Washington, D.C., the whole goddamn lot of them, are all involved in this shit, and they know it, and they're scared shitless of us because they're trying to shut us down. But I tell you what, the more they try to shut us down, the more our voices are going to get out there. And it's going to come a point in time where they're going to step over the line, and they're going to have 10 million people descend on Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C., and everybody in it is going to look like Yucca Flats after the blast, because that's the solution to the problem, whether you want to admit it or not. They got all these investigations. They got investigations for the investigations. How many fucking investigations do you need? Their own emails prove that they're guilty of such evil shit that the mind can't even conceive of it. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. Thank you for listening.
Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net4Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/Net4Truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.